In this video, we'll cover how to configure SNOMED. It is your clinical responsibility to set SNOMED codes alongside your normal charted treatment. Fortunately, Exact makes this really easy. Out of the box, all service codes that came with Exact when you first installed have been mapped to a selection of SNOMED codes. It is still the clinician's responsibility to check that the mapping is suitable for your practice, and to make sure that all the custom services your practice has created are also suitably mapped. SNOMED configuration is available through the Edit Service window. You'll need to be logged in as a user with access to this window, probably an administrator. Click on the Configure menu and select Services. On the service list, double-click on the service you want to apply mapping to. The SNOMED mapping controls are about halfway down the left-hand column. There are a few ways to configure a service. The simplest way is to say that this service does not require a SNOMED code. Do this by clicking the SNOMED Not Required box on the Edit Service item window. Once this is ticked, the clinician won't be prompted to chart anything from SNOMED for this service. If SNOMED codes are required, then make sure that the SNOMED Not Required box is unticked and click on the Configure SNOMED button. A window will appear showing you any existing mapped SNOMED codes. To add more codes, start typing in the field at the top of the window, and a drop-down will appear showing services that match the text. Click the Add button for each one that you want to have as an option on the service. If the SNOMED code should be applied automatically each time the service is charted, put a tick in the Default on Chart box. Once this box is ticked, the clinician won't be prompted to chart anything for SNOMED for this service. The code will be automatically applied. You can automatically apply as many codes as you wish. If a code is inappropriate for the service, albeit one you added by mistake or one of the default supplied by SOE, you can remove it from the service by clicking on the Remove Item button. Adding SNOMED mappings unticked will mean that they are not applied by default when charted, but the clinician will have access to choose them if they wish. On the chart, a clinician can only select from configured services, so add in all the options that they may wish to choose from. If a service is mapped to SNOMED items, but none of them are ticked to default in chart, then the clinician will see a pop-up when they chart the item, asking them to pick the appropriate codes. An example of this from the pre-mapped codes is EXT, which has lots of these choices, but none are set as default. The clinician's choice does not get saved for the future, it only applies to the extraction just done. Try to always provide a default choice, if possible, to save on clinician clicks in the surgery. If a service is not set to SNOMED Not Required and no SNOMED codes are mapped, then the clinician will be prompted to pick a SNOMED code from the full list of services. This is not recommended as it can be quite long. Remember to add mapping to each service you create in the future. Thank you.